Are you ready to meet an IT training that will change your life? I received training from TechPro Education and my life completely changed. They are starting out with the slogan, building a career from scratch, and they really do what they say. The training is project-based and offered in both Turkish and English. Moreover, I had the opportunity to intern at an international company with a 3-month internship guarantee. TechPro Education, with 6 years of educational experience and a team of expert instructors, should not be confused with the countless non-corporate verbal trainings that are popping up like mushrooms. Friends, thanks to the lessons I received from expert instructors and one-on-one mentoring support, I made rapid progress. They never left my side until I found a job after graduation. With professional career support, I am currently working in the IT sector. Thanks to the 3-month free language course they offered at Lennon School Sile, I also improved my English. If you have career goals in the IT sector, be sure to consider TechPro Education. They offer you the chance to make your dreams come true.
Hello, good evening, everyone. I am front-end developer Burak, and I'm going to introduce front-end development in TechPro Education. In fact, this program is a full stack developer, and one part of it is backend, and the other part is front-end. And I will be most probably will be your front-end instructor, and we are going to learn what we are going to learn in the future together. So, can I present a slideshow? Is it here? Okay, perfect. So, as I told you, we are going to learn what is front-end developer is, what do we do, and also what are the chances in the job market. And first, it is kind of cliche, but web development as a whole, full stack development as a whole, kind of resembles a kitchen, a restaurant. There is one backend and also front end. And as you can see from this one, so backend is full of cooking and etc. But if you check out the front end, you will see that calming view, like nice chandelier and great cutlery. You know, the design is important. Everything is so, like people put lots of effort to make it seem better. And this is what we are going to do. We are going to create web pages that will look great, that will attract and entice people to get inside of our website. And this is another one. So this is more technical. It it is the whole web development, and that they are meeting in the intranet, as you can see from here. And if you check backend, so this is the part that we don't see. But if you check out this front end part, you are kind of familiar with all of those, I think. Even if you don't see any logo inside of this red button, for example, you will understand that top right red button, you will understand that this is a close button. The yellow one is resizing, and the last one is changing the tab. And we are going to create UI, UX designs to create that kind of web pages, and that can be understandable by everyone, every user that we have in our website. And our number one priority will be the aesthetic. And what is front-end development? So it is the development of the graphical user interface of a web application using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript that user can view and interact with that website. So our ambition will be creating web pages with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. HTML for the web page, CSS for the styling, and JavaScript for the action, and interacting with the user with the Web3 technology, in fact. And I mentioned about two concepts, if you remember. I said UI and UX, and this is what they are. UI, let me start with UI because it is user interface, and this is an older topic because this is exactly what do you see in a web page whenever you enter it. So This is written with HTML, CSS, Sass, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and React.js. And this is basically what do you see here. So whenever you open StreamYard, YouTube, Zoom, what you are seeing is coded with most probably JavaScript. And the buttons, the etc., everything is user interface. On the other hand, there is also one more topic, user experience. What is exactly it? It is something that helps our user to use our application, ease of usage, feels better, and add extra utility. For example, have you ever thought that why all of the phone application, mobile applications has the menu on the bottom? Because we have thumb and it has easy access on the bottom on the phone. So this is the result of user experience, collected lots of data, and this is the ease of use. And we are going to learn all of those as well. So what are going to be our courses outline and what we are going to learn in this period of time? So we are going to have Git, GitHub, SDLC. So these are technical things. This is not exactly about coding, but these are the GitHub is a platform that you will share your codes. In fact, this is social media for developers, we can say. And we are going to learn comments of GitHub, and we are going to master about it. And we are going to learn also SDLC, which stands for Software Development Lifecycle. And you're going to learn how a developer works. So what are Scrum, what are the periods in development, and how we build it. The process of the whole process is called Software Development Lifecycle. Then we start learning HTML, which is the basic of the whole web pages. So as human beings, we know Word, for example, we have paper and pen, and we can write and we can understand. But it cannot be understood by browsers, webs, basically internet. So we are going to write something that can be understood by browsers, so we can create the backbone, the skeleton of the web pages initially with HTML. Then we are going to learn CSS, and this is basically for styling. So we are going to increase font size, change colors, add cool effects, create animations, and we are going to learn all of those as well. Then we are going to learn Bootstrap afterwards. Bootstrap is one of the framework of styling framework, and this is predefined. It contains lots of predefined CSS and JavaScript, and this is going to make our life really easy. It is going to help us to create fast applications in a short amount of time. And then we are going to learn JavaScript, and this is going to be the part that we are going to make our application interactable by user. So far everything will be like HTML, CSS, Bootstrap will be just a looking thing. But with JavaScript, we are going to create events, and according to these events, whenever you click something, other thing will be happen. Whenever you drag it, something will be happen. Whenever you write something on a form element, something will be happening. So we are going to learn all of those with JavaScript and with DOMs as well. And then we are going to learn APIs. So APIs are basically just like a market. So you can just go there and buy something to build it. So imagine again, let's talk about cooking. So if you need to cook something, you need to go market and buy some sort of stuffs. And the market will be our API. We are going to go get the data and use inside of our application basically. And this is going to be a great lesson as well. And then we are going to learn Sass. And in this Sass, this is also CSS preprocessor, in fact, technically. So this is kind of easy-fied version of CSS, and it is commonly used as well. Then you're going to have Webpack lessons, but there will be recording. Then we are going to learn React Redux Toolkit. So the React is nowadays the most popular front-end library. And there is, if you check out any website, if you write front-end developer, 90% of the time you will see we are looking for a person who knows React. And also Redux Toolkit. So these are two different topics. So React is a library that eases JavaScript, CSS, and HTML and renders fast. This is basically the framework, the library that is going to create modern websites. And then we are going to learn Redux Toolkit, because React has lots of pros, but it has also some cons, which is state management. And with Redux Toolkit, we are going to learn how to handle it perfectly. And this is what job market wants as well. Also, another React problem is routing. So we are going to learn React Router as well. But also, nowadays, there is a really popular framework, which is Next.js, that helps us to create routes, segments, and create multi-page applications. And again, if you check out front-end development jobs, so they're looking for Next.js developers as well. So we are going to learn all of these ones. And also we are going to have unit test recording. And lastly, we are going to have a 30-hour project, which we are going to code everything what we have learned throughout this whole process, as you can see from here, and then we are going to deploy it. What is deployment? Deployment is basically making your web page live. So whenever you enter a web page, you're seeing an URL, www.google.com. So that is live. But before then this process, we are going to code everything in our local environment, so no one will see that. But with deployment, everyone can see that and access it. And we're going to have also 2 recording lessons. One of them is Docker, and the other one is AWS. And nowadays they are quite popular as well. So Docker is for containers and images, and it is basically for versions, like to version control system, let's say. So it is going to make your application work in every environment. And also AWS, which provides lots of different help for web applications. So this is going to be our whole process of front end. In total, we are going to have at least 243 hours. So I'm saying at least because we are going to have practices. We are going to have sometimes extra lessons, because sometimes students request some repeat or something like that. So we may have extra lessons, but at least this is what we promise. For 243 hours and 14 weeks as planned for now. And also, we are going to have hands-on projects. Generally on the weekends, we are doing practices. These practices are helping us to put into real life, like to help us to solve real problems with coding. And front-end design and development with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and React. And also we added Next.js projects, and we are going to do lots of projects together as well. So you're not gonna only learn, but also build. And these are some projects that our previous students has finished, and these are really solid websites if you screenshot and check them out. So what titles you will have? So this is a question, and you could be front-end developer. You will be 100% a front-end developer. So if you have more lessons such as Figma, web development, like Webpack, and etc., you can be also, with a small effort, you can be also considered as web developer after you finish our front-end part. And what are the job opportunities? Front-end development is one of the biggest in the market, and you will find a great amount of jobs. If you check out on Indeed, LinkedIn, and Glassdoor, if you check out all of them, the total of them is over 12.5k job offerings for front-end development, and it is increasing as well. And these are our social media accounts. Please feel free to write us. And that is end of my presentation. Thanks a lot for listening.
Hello, everyone. My name is Martin, and I am a backend instructor at TechPro Education. I also have some slides that I want to share with you. Can I please get my slides? Okay. So the cover page says backend development with Java, which is what I am doing. Let's see a code first about what a backend application is or backend development is. Here we say backend development is like the engine of a car. You don't see it, but without it, the whole system breaks down. Well, this is actually a bit of an exaggeration, so it is like too much of a thing. But it actually makes a bit of a sense too in the same time. Think about it. With backend applications, we set up the logic of a web application. Let's say you go to Amazon or any other website. There's like a lot of stuff, let's say, happening behind the curtains that you don't see. Just like when you drive a car, you don't see the engine, right? When you are driving the car, but it works. So it is actually, let's say, a little bit of a exaggeration, but it makes sense. So why choose us? Why TechPro Education? One of the most important things is we don't, let's say you don't need to have an IT background. So you do not need to have, let's say, oh, I just noticed that I am muted in our Zoom meeting. Let me unmute myself. Okay, I think my voice is also on the Zoom right now. I'm sorry. Anyway, as I said, let's say one of the most important things is you do not need to have an IT background. So let's say you are we had some trainees that had backgrounds in IT medicine or something like that, and they just wanted to change their career. So if you are looking to change your career, if you are seeking an IT career, you do not need to have an IT background. We will take you from basically 0 to hero. So even if you have like zero, let's say, knowledge about IT work, it will be fine. We will, let's say, introduce the technical stuff with ease. And you can successfully, let's say, get a job in the IT world. The second thing is our certificates are approved by the Florida Department of Education. So it will be a globally recognized certificate. We also have, 6 years of let's say experience in this field, in the instruction field, let's say. And by this time, we, let's say, increase the quality of our instructors a lot. So we can say that we are industry expert in the instructor by this time. Also, we have a broad, let's say, team of mentors, which you can get one-to-one professional support from. You can ask questions. You can, direct your problems maybe with the lectures or with any piece of code. They can, contact us. So there's, let's say, a very good mentoring support that I actually have witnessed myself. And I think the fifth, let's say, label here, project focused learning, is actually the most important one. I think this is the most important one. Every time we learn something new, we will not leave it there. We will try to, let's say, create a mini or maybe a medium-sized project using that knowledge, such as, let's say, I will come to that soon. We will learn something called Hibernate, and then we will develop a project using that thing, Hibernate, which I think makes it, how can I say, very good for the learning curve. So what is actually the backend development? What is a backend application? We say backend development is the driving force behind every application, managing data, user requests, and server operations. So those three things that I counted, that is what a backend application pretty much does. Manages the data, manages the user requests, and also handles the server operations. And by learning the backend development with Java, also we will use frameworks like Spring, Hibernate, and so on. Spring actually uses Hibernate. We will come to that later. You will have, such skills that you will be able to develop REST APIs. Let's say, I think it was single page applications with Spring MVC, something like that, with the model view controller, let's say, design pattern. It's a little technical. We will also see those in our bootcamp. And thanks to Java and also Spring, those applications will have very high performance. They will perform very fast. Also, Java is a reliable programming language. So And the community for it is very large. Also, community for the Spring framework is very large. So you will find, let's say, solutions to your possible issues in our applications, which will be, let's say, which is actually very powerful. Some, let's say, programming languages or frameworks does not have such community. And learning those will open lots of doors to you. What do I mean? In LinkedIn right now, I just made a quick Google search. There are 73,000 hirings for a backend developer. Not necessarily for Spring, but it is a big number. That's what I'm trying to explain. 73,000 worldwide. And considering that most of the backend applications in the market right now, I mean, the big companies, they are using Spring because it is very fast. It allows you to develop fast backend applications. Considering that, I believe personally, I didn't count myself. I cannot count 73,000 one by one, but most of those should be Spring and Java backend applications. Also, there are other languages too. So what are we going to learn in our bootcamp? We will start with basic Java, which is one of the longest periods of the bootcamp. It teaches you the fundamentals of Java. What are the basics? The core pretty much. How Java is structured, what are some basic structures in Java, like the data types, operators, like double equal and so on, loops, arrays, and methods, all of those, all the basics. Then you will learn something called lambda expression, which is actually a pretty, let's say, cool thing. Okay, there's a chat message. Okay. With the lambda expression, it will be, let's say, a function without a name, as we say here in the slide. But I cannot explain it right now. It is actually a pretty cool thing. You will see it in the lectures, and you will also have lots of practices on it. Then we will talk about Git and GitHub, just like Instructor Burak mentioned. Git is like storage for our, projects, our codes. And with GitHub, we share them with people. GitHub is like a social media, as Instructor Burak said. We create versions of our applications. Remember, let's say you're playing a game. You will see that version 1.0, 1.2, for example. That thing. We will create versions of our applications and share them with people. We will say, these are my versions. And people will maybe like it, favorite it. And then you will learn, let's say, SQL. Normally, this is the correct pronunciation, but some people say SQL, but I prefer SQL myself. And it stands for Structured Query Language, we say. You will learn SQL databases. With SQL databases, you will learn relations and so on. And after that, we have advanced Java lectures. Currently, these ones are, let's say, SWOT places. We learn advanced Java first, and then we learn SQL. But we still learn both. And with advanced Java, we learn, let's say, a couple more things than we learned what we learned in basic Java. We learned threads and the management of those threads, multi-threading, and also generics, enums. It is a little technical, but it will, let's say, make our Java knowledge, let's say, perfectly structured. Maybe I can say. I don't know. I couldn't put the words together right now. Anyway. Then we will learn something called JDBC. With JDBC, what we can do is we can, let's say, communicate with a database in our Java applications. Okay, so we have a Java application and then we have a database. We can say talk to each other using JDBC. It's like a bridge between. And Hibernate is a framework, but we usually refer to Hibernate as an ORM tool, not a framework. Okay, so there are like two wordings for Hibernate. And we use Hibernate to simplify this communication between a Java application and a database. What we do is we use Java codes instead of SQL queries. So, instead of, long texts, we use a simple command, and then we talk to our databases using that. It also, let's say, this is going to be a little technical, but I think it will make sense. What we have in the database will be what we have in the object. It will match them to each other. Okay, Hibernate will work in that manner. Then we will have an API lecture. We will discuss about what an API is, what are the types of APIs, and Finally, we will mention that we will be focused on REST APIs because most of the backend applications in today's world, they are REST APIs. Then we will introduce the Spring ecosystem. Here, it's like 2 lines of text, but Spring is, one of the longest periods of our bootcamp because it, let's say, splits into categories such as Spring MVC, Spring Boot, Spring Security, and so on. It is let's say, it's an open source framework, as we can see here. And the community, as we say, large and active. It is, let's say, not really being effective in this sentence. So what I can say is community is huge, not large, but huge. There's a huge community for it. Let's say you go to Stack Overflow, you have an issue in your code. You just write it. I have this issue. Can you help me? And in maybe like 10 minutes, you will find a solution, probably, because the community is so large for Spring. And there will be, let's say, lots of resources in, by the internet that you can find to increase your Spring knowledge and improve your Spring knowledge. Then we will talk about MongoDB, which is another database system, which we call NoSQL. And NoSQL here, most people think that it is not SQL. Like no, it means negative, not SQL. Some people think like that, but it is actually not only SQL. It is more. It's like let's say advertisement made, not only SQL. They make it seem more cooler than how it is, and it is, let's say, a very fast database management system, and it uses a file format called BSON, which is a little technical, but with BSON, we have very flexible structures that there are no limits almost. You can do whatever you want. And it's a very cool system, I can say. Then we will talk about unit test, which means that you check all the parts of your application one by one, like units, small units of the application, which means the methods that we have. Finally, we will talk about microservices, which I think is the most enjoyable part of the bootcamp. And it's at the end. So, when you get that lecture, you feel happy. Personally, I do. It is, let's say, it shows you the capabilities of Spring, what you can actually do, not just learning it, but seeing what it can do. So that's why I think it is one of the most enjoyable parts of our bootcamp. And when we learn microservices, after that, there will be a backend project, which takes like 2 weeks, usually 2 or 3 weeks. It depends on the, lecture hours. Usually it will be 2 weeks and 3 weeks. And every day you will have a 3-hour lecture. It's 6 days of a week, except Sundays. And after the backend project, there will be maybe like a week of a break, and then the front-end journey will begin. And here is another quote from ChatGPT that I, let's say, how can I say this? I forced ChatGPT to make a cool, text. Maybe like this was the result of 50 prompts or something like that. It was a lot of work for me. So we say backend alone is the backbone of the digital world. Everything runs smoothly because of the work you don't see. So this is a little dramatic, but it makes sense. Imagine that you go to a beautiful restaurant. Okay, everywhere is, maybe golden. I don't know. The placement of tables, they are perfect. So, waiters can go around easily. People can go around, customers can go around easily. So layout is perfect. The design is perfect. So this means that front end is perfect. What about the kitchen? As a customer, you don't see the kitchen, right? So everything happens in a restaurant. Because there's a kitchen. See, because there's a backend application in a web application. It's the analogy that we want to set up. And in our website, it says that the course takes 25 weeks, but the full stack program takes 32 weeks. There are, let's say, a little bit of differences between. So if you take one program and both programs at the same time, for example, you do not take the GitHub lecture twice. If you take the full stack program, I might be wrong. I'm not exactly sure, but that should be the case. And this is it pretty much from me. I don't have any other sites. And also our social media links should be, sliding in the bottom of the screen. So yeah, this is it from.
Hello. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Guys, I need to share my slides. Okay, welcome to you all, guys. Nice to see you. I hope you will start a good journey with us. Yes, I will talk about mentoring sessions of TechPro Education in this bootcamp. In mentoring, first I want to explain you what is mentoring. By the way, my name is Burak, similar to our instructor Burak. At first, he start the presentation. Yeah, mentoring is a session. What is mentor first? Mentor is a person who has a particular experience, knowledge, skill, or expertise addressing the personal and professional development of another, providing advice, guidance, and information on relevant issues. Yes, mentors will be someone who helps you, who shows you the path. Okay, like, maybe you remember in Matrix, Morpheus is mentor of Neo. Yeah, we will guide you in this process like Morpheus. Yeah, it's a learning partnership established by leveraging talent and experience. It's a kind of leadership model. Two roles of the mentor. Mentors will be your facilitator, makes learning easy, and we will guide you like a role model. Guys, also we took this education before you. For example, I took this education 2 years before, and now I am working as a mentor in this company. Yeah, what are the responsibilities of a mentor? Mentor will set goals with mentees. Students is called mentees in here. Hold mentees accountable, help mentees answer their own questions, connect mentees to others. Yes, we will help you to develop your network when you need at that time. Coach them on skills you are an expert in. Make yourself available to them and come prepared for every meeting. In the mentoring sessions, in the mentoring time, we will help you to create a team. The groups of 5 to 10 people are formed so that trainees can reach their goals confidently and quickly. Guys, this education is an online education, so it is not kind of a classical education. Maybe you remember that when you come in your old educations, classical educations, you go to your class and you come together with your teammates. But in online education, this is not possible to do that. So now in online education, mentors will help you to do that. Yes, these groups have the opportunity to meet and get ideas from their mentor once a week, both collectively and individually every day. Mentor, who is always with mentees during the busy schedule of bootcamp, strives to ensure that mentees are successful at the end of the road. In mentoring sessions, we will make review of the week, and we will get feedback from you, and we will make preliminary information and lesson motivation for you. We will guide you, we will create group work, and we will let you to write your codes as much as you can every day and every moment, after now, you will be a coder after this education will start. Yes, as a mentor, guys, we will be like a face, like a reachable face, reachable human for you for this education. And we will answer your question within 12 hours. Yes, at least, yeah, at most, yeah, in here, at most 12 hours it will took. But sometimes, as simultaneously, we will answer your question. It becomes a buffer between the course and the trainee to the best of his ability within his authority. We will help you for setup, for code solution. We will help you, and we will use Slack, LMS, video link to guide you, to help you for the solutions. And your mentors will be the most visible and easily accessible person in this education. The mentor tries to explain the logic of the pending topics in the course or to help understand the topic by sharing the relevant site and resource. Guys, by using internet or by using ChatGPT or any application, you can find maybe some solutions, but you don't know this solution is really related with you. It is the key for you or not. So mentors will help you to find the exact solution. Yeah. Guidance, yes, priority teaching. Our aim is to teach you the fishing, guys. Our aim is not to give you a fish. Okay. Resource support, touching on tips and mini projects within the team. You need to do a lot of exercises to learn something. Only knowing the answer is not enough for you to be a coder, to be a good developer or tester at the end of this education. Yes, we will take attendance as much as we can, and we will help you to fill the attendance form as much as you can. And it is really important in online courses, online classes, maybe you don't come together with your teacher face-to-face. Maybe you can see your teacher's face, but your teacher won't see your face. But in mentoring session, it won't be like that. You need to open your camera and microphone, and you need to talk. Interactive communication must happen in the mentoring classes. Yes, you won't be able to have a mentor, technical support, or instructor by your side in your business life. Yes, if it is at the end of this education, maybe. Our goal is to make you to learn fishing again. Yes, what you should pay attention to during the bootcamp: participation in weekly joint lesson and mentoring. Inform your mentor if you cannot attend for 2 consecutive weeks. Following small study group sessions. Camera microphone on during mentoring, as I said you before. Dialogue based on political views, ideology, social affiliation shouldn't be developed. Nothing out of class should be written in Slack during class. Group work is important. Yes, teamwork is so important, guys. In here, I need to mention about that. We will help you to learn how to be a team mate, team member. Okay. When you apply for a job in the interview process, the first question they will ask you: Are you available to be a team, to be a part of a team? This is really important for you. To learn it is so important, and we will help you to learn it. Okay, that's all about me. Thank you all, guys. Have a good education after now. Thank you.
I am not a computer engineer, didn't receive any software training. Thanks to TechPro Education, I got the software training I would have gotten in 4 years at university in just 8 months. And now I want to talk a little about how I became a software developer without any computer background. I'm ECE. I'm 26 years old. I'm a software developer. If you aspire to be a software developer like me, you can start by asking yourself questions. What path can I follow to become a developer? Who can I trust on this journey? With dozens of resources on YouTube and Udemy, which ones should I follow? First, you need to find a course led by an expert in software with industry experience who can tell you how much you need to learn about each programming language. The resources found on the internet will only give you theoretical knowledge. So if you have a question outside of what is explained, you won't be able to find an answer. As someone experienced in this field, I can tell you that mentors will definitely be your greatest help on this journey. I am truly grateful to the TechPro mentors. If I became a software developer today, it is definitely thanks to them. The mentors not only provide us with guidance, but also work at leading companies in the industry. This means an incredible opportunity for us when looking for a job. Imagine, companies prepare you in a way that truly meets the specific qualities they are looking for in a person. In addition to software programs, you can also take soft skills and interview preparation courses from them. If you have a dream of becoming a software developer, I said never to postpone it.